Can you actually make AI do useful things? That's what we'll talk about today. But first, let me tell you where I am. So, right now, I am in Puerto Morelos, Quintana Roo, Mexico. And I'm in a little cafe called Inmortal Barra de Cafe. And very cool little, skeleton designed cafe. It's next to the highway. It's a little loud. I hope you'll forgive me. And well, again, we've had the crazy ride in terms of what was what has been reported in the last few days. So let's try to dive a little bit deeper into what happened, basically. And so the headlines are finally answered that question about useful AI. So if 2024 was about chatbot, 2025 and 2026 are definitely going to be the year of the agent. So, what is an agent? So think of it like the a chatbot is basically you enter a prompt and he answers you. You copy paste the result somewhere. That was the beginning of ChatGPT, I'd say. ChatGPT started that whole craziness, and then Gemini, Claude, many others. Um, but right now we're entering a new phase where instead of just prompting an AI for some information or output and then copy pasting that output somewhere else, like in a Google Doc or a code, an IDE. Well, now we're entering the phase where you can ask your AI to do things. And since it doesn't need to sleep, it doesn't need to eat, it just needs electricity and a credit card usually connected, well, it can do a lot. So it wasn't long before all the AI agents started to flood the web and started to code themselves, more or less. So let me explain. There was, have you guys heard of OpenClaw? So OpenClaw is an open source project created by Peter Steinberger, something like that. And he used to have a company, sold his share, went into retirement, and basically was brought back by the vibe coding phenomenon. And what is vibe coding? So vibe coding is basically when you have an AI and you just let it code, check the output, copy paste it. That used to be like that, and the code it was outputting was not terrible at first, but I tried it in 2022 with a friend, very very much more technical than me. He was telling me how he used it, and I was like, write that file again. And every time I would say write that file again, it would destroy it like parts. So you just really needed to be laser focused on write that function again, and then really check did they change the variable's name as it would often do. That was not terrible because it outputted some code of value, but it was like, yeah, it's not coding. But I'd say that in the last few months, many developer went from, as Andrew Carparty said, like I went from 80% manual coding to 80% vibe coding, and we can see the trend. Also, the AI went from being like not terrible but not great to being pretty great to being awesome. Okay, being able to code entire apps, websites, functionalities, like pretty impressive stuff. And when you read the reports, well, turns out that they used their own AI to code themselves. So now we're approaching some kind of singularity where the tools that we have there that are used to code, they've been used to code themselves. And well, it's almost like a philosophical question at that point. Like, what's happening? Um, but one thing is for sure, we're entering the era where if you used an LLM in 2022, gave it a prompt and saw a few errors and went like, it's not mature enough, and kind of, I'll wait till it's mature. Well, let me tell you, if you wait a few more years, it might be too late, because people who are practicing right now, they can ask AI agents to output apps. Okay, every day now, 24/7, or output a website every day, 24/7. That's crazy stuff. So my advice would be download something, try something, like go on an app and try it, because we are exiting the era of like, please summarize this email for me, to just manage the emails for my enterprise. I will also give a bit of caution. Okay, so I've installed OpenClaw, used to be called CloudBot, on my computer. I saw it's very dangerous. You can give it a prompt and then it starts to do things, and then sometimes it's like, all right, I'll spawn a sub agent to do those things, where then you have to go see the logs. The sub agent is doing things. I saw guys who have like a setup with, like, they created kind of a little office, and they have like many agents. One runs on very expensive but very smart Opus 4.6 model. Some run on their computer on a local model. These guys can talk to each other. Now they can have relationship. They like this and this, but they don't like that other one. Like, it's crazy stuff. And then it's like, he had a setup where he had like a manager. The smartest model was the manager, and then less smart but cheaper model were doing things and then bringing it to the manager. Like, it's really like, we're entering something that looks more or less like a human, a human office, but they're all agents and they all run on frontier models and local models. So the danger part is, let's say you ask it to do something, it might not answer or not do it well, and at the end, it's not like a human who will be accountable. It's really like, it's not a he or she, it's an it. Okay, I saw another tweet this morning on Reddit. Some guy, a technical guy, installed Cloud Code on his girlfriend's computer, said, please, just like organize my girlfriend's picture, and then went on Twitter to tell the story that actually it deleted the entire folder. He had no backup. He had no time machine, no cloud backup. These were the pictures. There was a folder with all the pictures she took with her cell phone since she was 15. It was gone. It skipped the trash. It was gone. It is dangerous. Be careful, but don't let that deter you from practicing. You need to stop prompting and getting a report back. You need to start to treat it like an employee. Now you're the manager and they're the employee. But that will be it for today. And I will now go and eat a beautiful lunch with my beautiful girlfriend, who will, in 5 seconds, stop that video. So it was a pleasure, and I don't know how to finish my video, so I have to work on that. So, to my agent, work on my outro. Ciao.